about 35 miles per hour. Some of the areas included in this tornado warning include Galveston, Hitchcock, Lamarck, and Texas City. We've heard from the Texas City ISD. They are sheltering in place all of the schools that are still in session right now. So students are definitely taking cover. No tornado has been spotted on the ground, but we're seeing rotation. We're looking at one of our radars. We've switched the mode here to show you the Doppler winds, and we definitely have a little bit of rotation there where I've circled, this is north of San Luis Pass. In addition to the rotation, we've also had reports of damaging winds and hail. Check out the hail core that's making its way just north of San Luis Pass. We're going to continue to information. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Okay.
So we're still going live on Facebook, yes?
Yes.
On Periscope. So hello everybody who's sticking with us. So we're going to do lots of things all at once. We're going to go back live on abc13.com in just a moment. So we'll be doing that as well. But I just want to remind everybody that we're seeing heavy rain here in Houston, and we've got the tornado warning that's in effect until 3:15, so another 10 minutes or so down along the coast in Brazoria and Galveston counties. I want to run through what we've been talking about so far. It's been a rotating wall cloud that was spotted. This was north of the Richwood area, Weather Service. The area that we initially were watching was kind of in the Angleton area near Danbury and Richwood. Those were kind of the markers for you of what we were talking about for kind of the roughest of that weather. Again, it was a rotating wall cloud, and we saw on the radar that we definitely had rotation there. In addition, we had a ton of lightning, and we also had a ton of hail out there as well. So we're getting lots of hail reports and damaging straight line winds, which even if you don't get a tornado, those damaging straight line winds can cause you additional damage as well. So one of the other things that we're going to be watching is the heavy rainfall rates. We know that even close to Houston, we're seeing rainfall rates of an inch in about 15 minutes. So we're starting to see some problems on the roads because, of course, the concrete just can't handle that kind of rain. One of the other things I want to remind you about, we talked about it when we were just on the air, is we did hear from Texas City ISD. They are sheltering for a tornado warning in their schools, except for, it looks like Blooker, I believe, is the one. And so that one, of course, not sheltering in place. But everybody else that's in class is sheltering right now because of that tornado warning. So as we approach, what time is it, 3 o'clock? That becomes important because so for you parents that are trying to pick up kids from school, you may not be able to do that, and frankly, it may not be the safest thing to do. Being on the roads is not advisable under a tornado warning. So if you can kind of wait this out for the next few minutes. Your car, not a safe place to be during a tornado warning. You want to make sure you're in a fixed shelter. And by fixed shelter, I mean an actual home, an actual building, not in a car, not in a mobile home. So you want to make sure you're staying at home. Don't be waiting outside the school. That is not a wise move at this point, at least until this tornado warning is over. So we know that we've seen
Our children went to Pleasure Pier on a field trip today,
Oh, goodness.
and they're leaving now.
They're-
Is that, she's asking, what about, is it safe?
No, they really shouldn't be on the road. So if she's in contact with maybe the chaperone or the school teacher or a parent, whoever it is that's taking them, you don't want to be on the road. And if you look at the radar, you can see why that's important, because Pleasure Pier are there that would allow everybody to kind of shelter in place. The great thing about tornado warnings is they don't typically last that long, especially here across Southeast Texas. So we're talking, 15, 30 minutes probably of kind of locking yourself down in a safe, secure building. That means don't be on a bus, don't be in a van, don't be in a car, certainly don't be outside, but I would not advise being on the road at all during
Christina
this
said
kind of
thank
situation.
you.
You're welcome, Christina.
Yeah.
I hope everybody stays safe. So just communicate that to your people, that they want to shelter like in a fixed building. And that goes for everybody within this zone of where the tornado warning is. But we did get a damage report in. This is down in the Angleton area. This is not a shock to anybody. Thunderstorm wind damage. They believe they had some pretty strong winds, knocked some trees down. This was near Northside Elementary School in Angleton. So another reason that you just don't want to be out in this kind of weather. We've got trees that are dropping. We've got damaging winds. We've got the hail in addition to that tornado warning. So pretty
Carlos
rough
said
stuff.
about how long will this rain stick around?
So the rain in general is going to stick around for hours. And we know that we're getting some pretty hefty rainfall totals, even close to Houston right now. We're starting to see some effects on the roads. We've got some high water spots on 59. 288 is starting to see some issues. And really, the rain is going to continue for hours. But it's going to get lighter as we go through the rest of this evening. This looks like it's going to be the worst of it. From now through about probably 5 o'clock for a lot of you is going to be kind of the worst time period. Some of the rainfall rates we're seeing across southwestern and southern parts of Harris County, about an inch in 15 minutes. So that's the kind of flooding kind of situation that we're seeing. So again, we'll keep you posted. This tornado warning is in effect for about another minute. A place like Moody Gardens has top-notch plans in place. So if you're at someplace big and organized like that, I would stress less than if they were just outside at some park, because someplace like Moody Gardens, they're tracking this stuff. They've got them in their tornado shelters and all that good stuff. So that's the good news. And then folks are not going to leave these places anytime soon. Nobody on the roads. Let's hang out. So just a reminder, Texas City ISD, kind of the big school district in this area within that zone, expire. Looks like you're going to let that expire and maybe replace it. Yep, they sure just did. And that's what we were just showing you, how the rotation was getting really diminished, but there's still a ton of hail. There's still a ton of lightning. The rotation has diminished. The straight line winds have not. We've still got winds at 60 miles an hour. We've still got a ton of hail, and we still got a ton of lightning. So as far as the other places that we're going to watch, you can see that we've got this over the next little bit. So I thank you guys for joining us. We're going to do a little more analysis and get you guys ready for the rest of the afternoon and kind of keep you on top of what's going on. And we're going to see you live on the air at 4 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your good questions.